We're going to try some fun new stuff, so stuff that I worked on at home today. It was really great. I was practicing. Gabe was practicing.
I love this music.
Oh, I'm sure it sounds great. See, like we're going to have some little shout-outs tonight. Sorry, guys. One grandmother's out of town. One grandmother has COVID, so he's with me tonight. It's okay, honey. Just, you know what's so great is because tonight's theme is all about resilience. Resilience with our bodies and resilience with our minds. And resilience to me kind of means life or things don't always go as we expect them to. We have interruptions, things take us in different directions. He's going to help us learn about resilience tonight, right? So I want you to keep that in the back of your head as we work through some poses tonight. Resilience in our mind. Sometimes we have a lot of things that we think are planned out for us, but life throws us in a different direction, and we have to learn how to bounce back or move forward, even though sometimes it feels like we're going backwards. But then eventually we'll go back forward, right? We're going to do a lot of that stuff with our bodies tonight, too. We're going to make it, we're moving forward, progress, 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 maybe backwards, backwards, backwards. So we'll see how that feels, and I'm going to encourage you to really challenge yourselves tonight. When we're going to get into some of these tough poses, and I will give you a heads up, you'll know when they're coming. And not so much like crazy balances or anything like that, just some poses that are going to be difficult for your body to hold for a long amount of time, and I'm going to push you a little bit to do that. Always know, down dog, child's pose, Shavasana is available to you. So yes, I want to push you, but I do not want you to hurt yourselves. So find that balance, right? Don't I use balance a lot in yoga class? Yay. Find that balance in that sweet spot. All of that being said, we're going to start seated. We're going to ease on into the class tonight. Tonight's playlist is mostly instrumental, but it's not as calm and lulling. It's kind of got like a funky, jazzy vibe to it tonight. So we're going to have fun in tonight's class is what I'm ultimately getting to. I am going to leave the lights on tonight because I want to be able to show you guys some different placements as we do the moves, and I don't want to be too dark up here. Is that okay with you guys? I know we like it. When we get to Shavasana, lights will dim. Okay, I think I've talked enough. Any questions? We're going to work shoulders tonight a lot. A lot. We're going to work core a lot.
I thought you said hardcore.
No. Core. Like your abdominal muscles, your belly. I do have to share one quick more thing because this was really cute as I was practicing. Gabe was kind of practicing with me today and one of the moves, and I'll point it out when we get to it. He goes, ooh, how is Donna going to do that? Like Donna of all people.
How's Donna going to do
So when we get there, let's see if Donna can do the move, okay? Who's picking on Donna? It was so cute. All right, guys. Maybe at least don't tell him your name because he'll talk about you at home too. Did you see how she did? Okay. All right, guys. So find yourself in a comfortably seated position. We're not going to lay down to start. We're going to start seated. I want you to really start to ground your sits bones down into the mat, floor. Get comfortable here, and then start to slow your breath and sit up nice and tall. So as you inhale, think about expanding the spine and lengthening like a little string is drawing the crown of your head towards the top of the ceiling. Meanwhile, you're pushing those hip bones down into the ground. Take a moment and close your eyes here, and you're going to start with a nice, soft, loud, slow song tonight. So I welcome you to close your eyes here if that feels okay for you, and start to be present in your body, present in this class. Now that I've scared the crap out of you, especially Donna. Have a lightness about yourself tonight, a lightheartedness. We want to have fun tonight, a playful class, but at the same time, again, focusing on that resilience. And when we say resilient, meaning whether it be physically resilient in class tonight or mentally resilient in the things that life throws at us, we want to practice that. We want to get comfortable with that. We want to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's tonight's theme. And keeping a smile on your face while you're struggling through it all, right? Roll the shoulders down and back. Start to relax. When you relax, don't let the spine crumble. Keep it nice and tall and lengthened. fill with air. Exhale, expand everything out. Let your belly expand as you exhale the air. Feel free to make noise. I don't care what kind of noise you want to make. You can just inhale and exhale loudly. You can do a that feels good. You can growl if you want to. Whatever you need to do tonight to let yourself loosen up and relax and get yourself into that nice, fun, light-hearted, resilient mode. You can yawn if you have to. Won't insult me. Mentally make space for tonight's class and putting this time aside just for you. One more big breath here. And exhale. Slowly begin to float the eyes open and keeping this nice, tall, seated position. Hopefully feeling a little bit relaxed right now. Take a little sway side to side and just loosen up that spine and maybe find some stretching through the side body. We want this part to feel good. Whatever feels good right here. Maybe you do circles, spirals with the belly. Any way you want to move, any way your body feels like it wants to move, we'll do that now. Just kind of moving into our bodies tonight. And then on your last breath, take it back to a nice neutral spine. Roll those shoulders down and back. Take the hands behind you. Interlace those fingers and open up the chest, lifting the heart, dropping the head slightly back. You know those lights are bright, so if you're looking up, you may want to close your eyes. Make sure when we come back that we're not shrugging those shoulders up. We want to roll those shoulders down and back. Imagine getting your knuckles down to the floor behind you, but at the same time stretching your chest and up and your head back. So we're really lengthening through the chest and the spine. Exhale back to center. Unleash the hands. Release the hands. Inhale, the arms go all the way up. I can already tell it's going to be one of those nights where the words are not coming to me, so just watch my moves instead. How's that sound? Pointing the fingers up toward the sky. Index fingers are pointing up. The other fingers are interlaced. See what I mean? Take it over to the side. You want to keep these shoulders and the chest facing forward, and your hips are staying on the ground. So we're not rocking so far that this hip comes off. We want to go here. And if you feel that hip starting to lift, then come up a little bit more. Perfect. You want to squeeze in this oblique right here. So you're using this core to stretch as far as you can, and the stretch is coming through this opposite side body. Lengthening, torso staying facing forward. Hold here. Continue to breathe. It's almost as if you're pulling that top arm, pushing it away from the arm socket, lengthening through that side body. Slightly uncomfortable here, but we're going to be comfortable with being uncomfortable tonight, right? Now point the fingers even stronger, further together. One more breath here. Exhale, come on back to center. Great job. Make sure your shoulders are rolling down and back here. After we get into this uncomfortable position, it's very common that we want to come up here. We want to be right down here before we take it over to the other side. So we gently roll into this. Make sure that hip's not lifting off the ground and that your chest is facing forward. In other words, that shoulder's not turning forward and you're not twisting back. You're nice and straight. Once you're here, maybe take it a little bit deeper. You're pulling in through this squished oblique and you're stretching through the lengthened one. Push the arms even further. Straighten that top arm as much as you can, like you're trying to pull the hand away from the shoulder, finding that comfortable discomfort. Yeah. Big stretch. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath here. Last breath. We come all the way back on up. So there's a really good reason that we are stretching the shoulders tonight. We're going to do a lot of shoulder work. Big circles here. And we bend at the elbows. Take it up forward and around. Exhale down. 2 more. Last one. We're going to keep those arms open at cactus arms, pulling those elbows down and back. Push those elbows back behind you. You're stretching through the muscles right here. Palms are spread wide, fingers spread wide. Stretching shoulders, stretching chest. 1 more breath here. And relax the hands down. Good. We're going to come straight into child's pose. It's already 6:15 and I have so many fun things planned. We got moving. So come in here, guys. We're going to take the knees nice and wide. We're going to plant the hands down on the mat. We're going to push the hips back. We want to imagine pushing the chest down towards the mat, and your forehead can come down toward the mat as well if that's comfortable. Breathe here. From here, take the arms down by the sides, palms face up. Let your forehead come down to the mat. Really let the shoulders relax here. And if this feels okay, go ahead and take the hands behind your back, clasp those fingers, and then straighten the arms, pushing back towards the floor with the pinky side of the hands. Big shoulder stretch here. Promise you guys will love me for this later. Well, you might want to do this again at the end of class. Slowly release those hands down. Unclasp the hands, placing the hands by the side. We're going to lift the forehead up. How are we feeling? Good?
Yeah.
Nice and loose through the shoulders. Stretch those hands out in front a little bit further. We're going to stack the hips on top of the knees. So instead of child's pose, we're going to take it to puppy dog pose. We reach the fingers as far forward as we can. We drop the shoulders down towards the mat. We keep the hips stacked over the knees. Good work. Really think about pushing the shoulders down towards the mat, stretching the fingers out in front, and melting the chest a little bit lower, like you're sinking the chest between your arms. Maybe even the forehead can come down to the mat. Hold here. Inhale, taking the left arm underneath the right. We're going to thread it across. Notice we're still shoulder stretching. We want to push down into the ground and really extend that right arm forward. If that feels good, you may want to take the right arm up and reach it behind you for some kind of bind, reaching onto whatever you clasp on behind you. And then open up that shoulder just a little bit. Nice work, guys. Releasing the right hand first, and then taking the right hand back out in front. Use that palm to lift up and twist back to center. Let's sink back on down to puppy dog. So both hands out in front, melt the chest down, forehead down. Inhale, take the right hand underneath the left arm. Drop the shoulder, lay your head on down, find that stretch. And if this feels good, you have that option to take that left arm behind you, try to reach and wrap it wherever you can grab onto, and then sink back down. And then on your next exhale, release the hand, bring the left hand back in the front. Lift on up, both hands out. We're going to come to all fours. How are we doing? Feeling good? Feeling strong? Feeling limber? Feeling resilient? Both hands are going to plant into the floor. Push those hands forward about 1 hand's length. And we're going to tuck the toes and push the hips up. Take it to down dog. First down dog of the night, maybe for the day for some of us. So pedal those feet out, pushing heel after heel into the ground. Let's take it through our first vinyasa flow. We're going to take it from down dog. Push both heels down into the ground. Make sure that your shoulders are rolling away from the ears. So your chest is coming down towards the ground. Your palms are pushing away from the mat. Your heels are pushing down towards the floor, and your gaze is through the back of your legs. Then we're going to inhale, shift forward, coming into high plank. Stack the shoulders over the wrists. Take your gaze in front of your mat. Toes are active still. Exhale down, bend the arms at 90 degrees. Hold for 1 moment. Come all the way through. And we come to cobra. Breathe here. On your exhale, tuck the toes. Push the hips up. Down, dog. Beautiful work, you guys. From here, walk the hands back to meet the toes. Forward fold here. Nice forward fold. Feet can be about hip width apart. They don't need to be together. You can always soften through the knees. And then you want to roll the chest down onto the tops of the thighs. Maybe straighten the legs slightly once you get there. Let those arms hang. And then little by little, vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to roll all the way up. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Walk those hands back out in front. So we find ourselves back in down dog. Instead of staying in down dog, we're going to take the forearms to the mat. We bring it into dolphin. So you're just going to lower down into the forearms, and the crown of the head comes down towards the mat. We practiced this a few weeks ago when we practiced our headstands. We did a lot of dolphin pose. Tonight, we're not doing our traditional headstand. We're going to work our way towards something different. Start to lower the knees as if they're going to hover right over the ground. Now you can stay right here, pull that core in, hold here. Continue to breathe, working lower abdominals here. On your next inhale, straighten the legs, bring the hips back on up, dolphin pose. 2 more of those. Come on forward. Inhale, straighten legs. I mentioned shoulder and core work tonight, right? 1 more, lower the knees on down. You have an option here. You can step back into a plank and take it through a chaturanga, or if you want to have a little more fun, bounce into those knees. You're going to shift forward, come on into chaturanga, lower all the way down. Cobra, wasn't that fun? And hold here. Don't worry, you'll get the chance to do it again. Tuck the toes, push the hips up, down dog. We'll have 3 more tries to get there, guys. Come back to the forearms. Instead of dolphin, we're going to straighten coming into a forearm plank. This is where it's going to get really fun. Oh, pull that core in. You're pushing into the forearms. We're going to do some little rainbows here. Rainbows mean hip comes to the side. Switch sides. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the hips up, come back to dolphin. Here's that fun option. Are we ready? You can either, let me show you the different options, okay? You come into a plank by stepping into it. That's one option. The other option is you stay on forearms. You bend the knees. You bounce a little. You come forward, chaturanga. All the way down. Woo! I said it's fun to try. Push the hips all the way back, child's pose. Oh, goodness, guys. This isn't even the move that Gabe said, what's Donna going to do? This is a fun one to practice at home. A nice little challenging position. Nice little bounce. Woo! How you feeling? Heart rate up just a little bit, maybe. Good, 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 good. It's Wednesday night yoga. Breathe here. Few breaths. Grab some water. Y'all, I'm out of breath too. You're all like, water, she said water. At home, take a water break. Yeah, I will tell you something. That is not an easy transition, okay? So don't be discouraged. It's a fun one, because you get to bounce, right? That's always fun.
I'm so glad I took that back.
You're glad what? Oh, yeah.
They would be like,
What is she doing? All right, guys, from child's pose, tuck the toes, look how I rhyme, push the hips up, down dog. But we're not going to stay here. We come down to the forearms, dolphin pose, head facing down towards the ground, shifting forward into a dolphin, or excuse me, a forearm plank. Step the feet back as needed. Position the shoulders over the elbows. Rainbows, 10, 9, 8. You can always drop to the knees. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Walk the hands up to plank or step the toes in. Bend through the knees. Get a little bounce going. Ready for some fun. And push it up. Plank. Chaturanga. Cobra. Woo! You guys are all laughing. We're being comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? So in our Cobra, I just did what I shouldn't do. I had my arms locked. Cobra elbows should be bent. My bad. Push the hips back. Child's pose. Breathe. Woo, we're going to get ready to stand up in just a moment. Take 2 more breaths here. Feeling good, right? Oh yeah. Hands plant. Tucks, toes, tuck hips up. Down dog. Really, guys, I cannot talk tonight. My apologies at home as well as in person. It's a great one to record. So I really want you to push down into your down dog. Whew. Breathe. We are going to drop the knees, push the hips back, child's pose. Now, you can either come from a child's pose and walk into a wide leg plank. So let's start off like that, and I'll show you how this looks. From child's pose, I want you to tuck the toes. We're going to kind of float the knees, and then we come up, step the feet apart, wide leg plank. Hold the core in tight. That's one option. You ready for the second? Yeah, step the feet in, knees wide. Floating child's pose. We're hovering here, we bounce, we jump up. Yeah. And then come on back, toes in, floating child. 3 more. You ready for 3 more? Step or jump, here we go. Wide leg plank. Take it back, floating child's pose, step or jump. Breathe it in, here we go. Wide leg plank. Take it back, floating child pose. 1 more, last one, hold it here. Wide leg plank. Take it back, floating child's pose. Ah, last one, come on up, down dog. Woo. Push the heels down towards the floor. This is an intermediate level class, you guys got this, right? Only because I know you can do it. Hold here, inhale, right toes rise. Keeping the hips as straight forward as you can. Don't let that hip turn out. Keep it forward. Breathe here. Bring the knee to the nose like you're going to kiss it. Ready? Step that foot in between the hands.
I never can do this. Never.
We're going to plant that back foot. Come on up for warrior 2. Sorry, I gotta turn around. I hate having my back to you. Breathe here. How we feeling? Good? All right. Now that we're out of breath, we're going to do a little breath work practice. This is going to be challenging, guys. Meant to be. Remember that resilience thing? Yeah. Hold here, close your eyes. Breathe in for 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2. Do the best you can. 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Open the eyes back to regular breath. How are we feeling here? Keep the arms lifted. Leg is getting a little warm there, yeah? Take it reverse warrior for just one beat. Exhale back. We're going to come forward into side angle so the palm faces down. We reach that arm overhead. Now, normally in this position, we're really resting this front leg on that thigh, which is what all of you are doing right now. Now lift the arm up. Oh, a little bit harder, yeah? Reach that hand a little bit further. Keep the arm lifted. Don't rest it on the leg. As a matter of fact, take that forearm to the outside of the knee. Maybe stretch it down a little bit further. Hug that shin into the forearm. Hold here. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 1. Cartwheel hands down. Ooh, drop the knee. And release. Remember that thing I said about when you have an expectation in your mind, you think something's going to happen, like me counting from 5 to 1? Yes, we are resilient tonight. Hold here. You want to push this left hip down into the ground. Catch your breath. We have fingertips on the ground to support us here. A nice little crescent lunge. Catch your breath. Let your breath come back. We are getting ready to practice a little more resiliency. Aren't you excited? So from here, I want you to make sure that your knee is not going past your toe. Step the front forward a little bit further if you need. Step that foot forward just a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Good, 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 good. Now, you have options. This is your first option, to stay right here. If you want to take it up a notch, I know you're all thinking high lunge. Not quite so simple. This is a tough move. You're going to keep the top of the foot on the mat. You're going to lift on up. Fling the arms on up. Ooh, smile through that resilience. Everyone's watching you and saying, oh, that doesn't look so hard. Try it. Hold it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that knee down. Oh, how do we do?
My toe hurts.
It shouldn't be your toe. It should be the top of your foot pushing into the mat. From here, we're going to slide the right leg back to meet the left. Ooh. Come on to Cobra. Oh, lower down all the way. How do we feel? Good. Big hip flexor stretch there. Rest your cheek to the mat. You're done good. Even crossing the arms up in front if you'd like. We have a little break here. We're going to stretch that hip that you just did a lot of work in. So I want you to take the right hand, reach around for the top of the right foot. You can grab from the inside, and once you make that connection, if you want to straighten the arm, if that feels good, great. If straight doesn't feel like too much of a stretch, maybe start to bend that elbow. Maybe even rotate your grip and push the fingers down towards the front. Ooh. Really deep in that quad stretch there. Lift the chest. Yeah, there it is. Exhale, release everything down. Half frog pose there. Roll on over to your seat. I'm sorry, your side. Did I say seat? I meant side. Side. Who here likes mermaids? A few of us? All right. You're all about to love them. From your side, you're going to take your top leg, cross it over the front, and then hook the bottom leg on top. Roll onto your bun. You're not up on the hip, you roll back. This is our mermaid tail. You know what mermaids do with their tails?
They flap them.
They flap them up and down. Yeah, make sure you're not on the hip. You want to be on the buttock and back down. Good. Up Hey, we did this move in bar almost last week. You know this move. Lower all the way down. Ooh. Good job. Hold here. Your arm is, your fingertips are tented there to help. Yeah, should have told you that before, sorry. And roll on back. Take a big full body stretch. Take cardio yoga tonight. Arms overhead. We are going to take it to boat pose and half boat pose. So from here, extend really, really long and then bring everything on up, coming into boat pose. There it is, boat pose. Take it down, half boat, hold. Take it up, exhale, boat. Inhale, half boat. Exhale, boat. Inhale. Exhale, boat. 2 more. Inhale, half. Exhale. Last one, release all the way down. Ooh. Roll back over onto the belly. Hands out in front. Palms facing flat. Push those hips back. Child's pose.
I like child's pose.
Breathe. Allow yourself to breathe here. Take a few moments of rest. Grab some water. Let your heart rate come down a little bit. Let's take a little intermission because we have to repeat that entire series on the other side, starting with Warrior 2. If you forget where we came from, I shall remind you. Take a few more breaths here. And then from here, guys, we're going to tuck the toes, push the hips up, down dog. Gaze through the back of the legs. Inhale, left toes rise. We're going to kiss that left knee, bring it forward. Step the foot all the way through, plant the back leg. Warrior 2. Good. Hold here. Big breath here. Make sure that knee's not going past the toe. Fingers are spread really wide. Close your eyes. A little breath work here. And we inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Open up the eyes. Keep the arms lifted. 1 moment of reverse warrior. And bring it back. Extended side angle. Take that front arm to the front knee and pushing that arm overhead. You have a moment here where you're allowed to rest that forearm on the thigh. Pull the abdominals in so we're supporting here. Lift that arm up. Extend the arm further. Lift that arm up. Don't stop there. Take the forearm to the outside of the knee. Hugging that shin in with the forearm. Stretch that top arm overhead. Pull in that core. Hold it here. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 1. Bring it back on up. Cartwheel the hands down. Turn the back toes forward. Drop that knee. Crescent lunge. How are we feeling resilient tonight? Oh yeah. So take a moment here. We really want to push this right hip down towards the mat. You want to feel a stretch through that hip flexor there. That's what we're going for. Right now, we're relaxing into the stretch. We're lengthening, pushing those hips forward. Make sure that the left knee is not going past the toe. You guys all look perfect. I can't see you at home, but I imagine you look fabulous. Guys, we have options, right? We can stay right here. Totally okay. Or we can try to take it up a notch, pushing the back foot into the mat. Lifting, woo, lifting the arms. Not in a high lunge, we're in a modified crescent lunge. Ooh, we hold it here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Oh, how do we do? Ah, I said you can make any noise that comes to you tonight is perfectly acceptable. You can, like a lion if you need to. Take that left foot back, slide it back to meet the right. Oh, cobra. Yes, thank you, right? Hold it here. And slowly lower all the way down. Forehead comes down or cheek comes down to the mat. Take those arms in front of you. You've earned a little break. Whew. Breathe. I'm out of breath, y'all. More breaths here. From here, let's reach that left arm around back, reaching for the top of the left foot. And then hugging that foot in. You can have a straight leg here. You may want to start bending the elbow, pull that foot a little bit closer to your buns. Or even consider wrapping the toes around the top, the fingers around the top of the toes, and really pull that foot down. Half frog here, ribbit, ribbit. Lift the chest up. Yeah, there it is, big stretch. Inhale, exhale, release. Ooh. Good work. Roll on over to your side. Taking your head in your hands. Crossing the top foot over in front, and then we hook the bottom, creating that mermaid tail. Keep the top hand, tented fingertips on front, and roll back onto your bum, your butt cheek, not your hip. We're ready. What are we going to do with our tails? Take it up. Splash. And down. Good. Take it up. And down. Don't hold your breath. Exhale on that lift. And down. Last one. Is that the last one? Did we do 4? One more. One more. Do one more. Slap that tail up and bring it down. And release the legs all the way down. Roll on over to your back. Nothing we like more than mermaids and boats, right? It's the reason we live at the beach. Extend the arms overhead, full body stretch. Big breath here. Exhale out. One more big breath. Inhale, meet me in boat. Ooh, full boat. Half boat. Full boat. Half boat. Like we're playing a game. Red light, green light. Full boat. Half boat. Again, take it up. And down. One more. Take it up. All the way down. Roll those arms overhead. And breathe. Hey. Hug the knees into the chest. Or rock yourself up to a seated position. How are we feeling? Everyone all right?
Fun.
Ready to have a little more fun? We got just enough time to fun. Grab some water. I know. It is hot too. All right, guys, so a couple weeks ago, we practiced headstands, right? We're not doing headstands. Did anybody try them at home? Did anyone practice? Absolutely not. No? Okay, well that's fine. You don't have to. But tonight we're going to practice tripod. So we did your traditional headstand last time where we clasped the hands overhead and the crown of the head was down on the ground and we lifted up against the wall. Some people prefer that method and some people prefer tripod. The fun thing with tripod is you can start smaller instead of taking it all the way back up. So we're going to start small. Okay, I want you to pay attention here to the position of my arms as we start. So before you get into the position, we're going to take the crown of the head down to the mat just like we did in our other handstand or headstand before we were up here. This time your hands come back and your elbows are going to be at a 90-degree angle. Think about like chaturanga. And then from here, start to lift the hips. Now, you're going to feel some pressure on the head. You want to actively push into the ground. You can always take this up against the wall, or you don't have to take it up at all. Straighten up the legs. And then maybe lift one foot at a time. Maybe not. Maybe eventually take the right knee to the right forearm, left knee to the left forearm, and here you can hang out here in tripod. If you want from here, you can take it all the way in. Eventually, tucking the knees back into the arms to roll down on the forehead, maybe coming up into crow. Not so much for me tonight, or ever. But play in your tripod. Donna, move your hands back slightly. They're too close to your head. Better. You're off. Yeah, move back even a little bit more. Yeah, right there. That's the spot. Good. Look at you, tripoding. Hey, hey, hey. Look at you getting your, even if you lift your foot, if you lift one knee, that's progress, guys. You can always do this against the wall. There you go, Stacy. Right? There we go, another one up. We're taking flight tonight, guys. And it's a great thing to do if you want to practice against the wall, if you have that fear of tipping over, if you have that fear of falling over. First of all, if you do fall, you're going to be fine, unless just your neighbors might not be if you kick over a class tonight. But if you fall, I would actually encourage you to practice the fall so that you can see what it feels like, because you want to tuck your head. So if you're going to fall, you come up, woo, whoa, roll out of it, right? It's actually very fun. But you want to tuck and roll. You don't want to fight the fall. If you feel yourself starting to come over, don't fight the fall, because that's when your neck is going to be like, I want to stay here, and your body's like, no, and then you pull something, and it's not comfortable. So, another thing you can try, and guys, I can't do this yet, but if you don't want to take flight, you don't want to lift your legs up into the air, it's a very popular and hard, very hard transition to go from tripod to crow. So remember we practiced crow last week, where you tuck the feet so you take your gaze forward and you shift on up? Well, your arms are already there, right? So you're in tripod. These are just fun things you can take home and practice, guys. Your knees are here. You tuck the knees up a little bit further, roll onto the forehead, and then try, I can't do it, try to lift on up into crow. It's very hard. Once you do it though, I held it for like a second one time.
You lift your face up.
You lift your face up.
That's the crow.
Crow is, yeah. Yep. It's one of these things that it's like, you can feel how to do it once you're there. It's just very, there you go. Carmen almost got it. Yeah, that was it. So you see how like when you feel that 1 second, it's like, it's almost exhilarating, like, oh, wait, I can see how it happens. It's finding that pause that's really, really hard. To lift off is very, very hard. And then instinctively your body wants to roll back. Sorry for calling. This is the move that Gabe was like, how's Donna gonna do it?
Donna did it.
And she lifts. Yes, girl, that's it. And listen, guys, even if you're just lifting one leg at a time, this is great. You know, you don't have to be able to do the transition. Just, Donna, your arms look perfect now. See, Gabe? Gabe, she can do it. Donna can do it.
Donna's over there.
Another minute or so to practice. Good job, Stacy. Christy's got her tripod. You guys are all trying over here. Look at y'all. Boom. There. It's so hard to lift.
It is.
So hard to lift.
Very hard to lift.
Yeah. Yes, look at you. You got it. You did it. You just did the transition. And he made that look easy. Sharon, I can't see you at home, but I'm sure you're doing it too, right? I should turn the camera around so you can see everybody trying. They're doing great.
Yes.
Woo! Olivia, right? Good job. See, you guys should be up here teaching the class. Can't do that. It's actually a lot of core work. You have to really pull the belly in to round, kind of pull in, and that's going to allow you to lift on up. You also have to have some arm strength there, shoulder strength. That's why we did so much shoulder work coming into this, right? It's a challenge. Some of you guys might be like me, and it's like, all right, once I get something I want to do, I'm going to figure this out and go home and practice it. You don't have to. This may be something that you never want to do again, and that's fine too. When you are done practicing, this is really fun tonight, guys. I am so proud of all of you guys and how much you tried with this one. Really good work. But it is time to cool down a little bit, so when you feel ready, not yet, we're going to stretch a little bit. Come to seated on your mat. Grab a sip of water. Time to relax and wind down. Lights are going to be out soon, I promise. Y'all are rock stars. See, I knew I had to take this Wednesday night class up a notch. Can't let you get bored. Take the legs out straight in front. Sit up nice and tall. Wiggle those legs. Whew. Y'all, we did a lot of work up here tonight. We did a lot of core work. You may not have even noticed in our forearm plank how much core work we were doing because your focus was on those shoulders. And also we're working the biceps if you're pushing into the floor like you should be. But you're doing core work. You pretty much did core work the entire class. I did run out of time for bow pose, which is when we're on our bellies and we pull both legs up. So you can do that one at home. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Reach for the soles of the feet or the toes or the shins. Whatever feels good for you. Whatever feels like a good place to reach. Hang out here for a few breaths, guys. You've earned it. See how resilient you were, falling out of tripod and getting right back up and trying again. Some of you didn't fall. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper here. Feel the stretch through the back of the hamstrings, running up the back of your spine. And even let your head fall a little bit to stretch the neck. Really round through the back and then take your hands to your shins or your thighs and roll yourself up on one vertebrae at a time. Take the legs nice and wide here. Even though we focus mostly on shoulder work, we did do quite a lot of warrior and that really fun crescent lunge modification. That was neat, right? Oh, I can feel that in my head. Forward fold here, reaching those hands out nice and long. Take your gaze down towards the floor here. Maybe stretch the arms out a tiny bit further. Feel the stretch through the inner thighs. Slowly start to walk the hands back to your body. And take the left leg, turn the foot in towards the right thigh. Reaching the right hand towards the right toes. We're going to lean slightly over to the side more than forward. So not this way, but this way. Sweep that left arm up and overhead. Maybe taking the elbow down towards the inner part of the knee. Make sure that your chest is open here. We don't want to roll forward. We want to keep the chest open. And then maybe take your gaze up under the arm, possibly even reaching for those toes. Anything is possible. If you're not here, it's just something to work towards. Remember that yoga is a practice. We are resilient. Come on up. Even if in your practice, sometimes you feel like you're going backwards. It's maybe just a step in the right direction. Different plan. From here, take the left arm over toward the left toes. Maybe drop that elbow and lift that right arm over your head. Keeping the chest open. Possibly reaching for the toes as long as your gaze is still up under that armpit. In other words, we don't want to be twisting down. I'd rather you not touch and just keep the arm overhead. Slowly come back on up. Take the soles of the feet together, coming into a nice butterfly pose. Pull the heels in close to the body, wrap the fingers around the toes. Big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly roll the spine up. One vertebrae at a time. Extend those legs out long on your mat. Sitting up nice and tall, round through the spine and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Half boat, just kidding, all the way down. Let the arms fall down by the sides, palms face up, let the feet come apart. And the feet fall out to the sides. You have made it to final Shavasana. You have worked hard and earned your way here tonight. Be proud of your bodies for being resilient. Keep your mind resilient. And take the last few moments of class to slow your breath and reflect, or even just clear your mind. I'm going to turn the lights down now, and I'll be coming around with essential oil spray. If you prefer no oil, please place one hand on your heart. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes, and then maybe floating the eyes open. Take a few more breaths here and find some gentle movement, full body stretching, or hug the knees in, or whatever feels good to you now. The spray I'm using tonight hopefully will be relaxing and uplifting at the same time. So lavender for calming and peace of mind, and mint peppermint for a little bit of pep in your step, a little bit of uplifting, and some cloves for warmth and comfort, and a little bit of citrus for freshness. When you feel ready, roll on over to whichever side feels best for you. Sorry at home that I cannot give this essential oil spray to you. I would bet something for that. Take a few breaths on your side, and when you feel ready, come on up and meet me in a comfortably seated position. And let's bring the hands to heart center, placing the thumbs right against the chest. Find that mind-body connection, that hand-heart connection, and close your eyes, sitting up nice and tall, keeping our chest and our heart open. And finishing our class, clearing out any stress or anything that we have left behind that we weren't able to work through tonight. Take a moment here to let that go and leave it behind you. And go home knowing that you are resilient. Whatever comes across your path, you know you can get past it. You know you can continue on. Your bodies are resilient. They proved it to you tonight. You did amazing. I'm so proud of each and every one of you for your efforts tonight, the things you tried, and your bravery even for attempting some of the poses tonight. So thank you so much for coming and trusting me in this class to guide you. Have a fabulous evening. Namaste. Good job, you guys. That was great. Fun, fun, fun.